Hello, whomever is watching on whichever date you're watching. I'm here on September 3rd. There we go, which is actually the date that I'm posting this. So maybe your date is my date, but I feel like your time is probably going to be a little bit later, unless you're the government bird drone watching from outside my window. But assuming that you're a person watching this on some sort of electronic device, thank you for your attention so far. It honestly feels weird to say that I'm posting this today because I've been working on it since May 20th. You can see it's on this timeline. And actually me from August 22nd is going to kind of run through things here. So this posting day version of me is only going to be in this video for a little bit just to add some very final thoughts. I'm only going to be here at the very beginning now, and then in the intermission in about 45 minutes, and then at the very end. There's a few things I want to acknowledge before we get into the depths of this video. I just kind of want to set the scene and kind of prepare you before you get onto the ship of this voyage. If you are wanting more ocean metaphors throughout this, then you will be pleasantly surprised because I've been doing them a lot and I don't know why. Alright, so first, one of the main sort of storylines for this video is that I've been basically off social media since about May 10th. I've just been dealing with a lot of mental sorting and trying to find out how to be comfortable with the realist version of myself and trying to find who that person is. And I've come to the conclusion that no matter how long I spend on this video, I'm not going to be able to show every single thought that I have, but I keep on trying to do that. I constantly overthink every single moment in my life, whether it's a big decision or just a little small hiccup, you know, any conversation I have afterwards, I'm like regretting word choice and just, oh, I could have said that better. I could have done this and that. And I keep on trying to fix every single imperfection in this, but I think I'm finally at a point where I've realized that I need to be comfortable with what it is and leave it be. And also I want to say at the very start that even though I say that I've been on social media break, I did post a few things sort of sporadically throughout the time. So I don't want it to seem like I was constantly silent about the Black Lives Matter movement because it's such an important conversation and I just kept on not knowing how I should post about it. So I just shared some links and sort of talked about how I made a playlist of some of my favorite Black artists, which you can still listen to that if you want to. And also I made a list of some of my favorite Black creators that I feel like don't get the recognition that they deserve. So you can also check them out at any time throughout this video. If you want to click away, I do recommend that you at least go support them. It feels like the world is slowly getting better, but it's been in such a terrible place for so long, you know, not only just disease, but the disease of racism and even the melting ice caps, which is unironically a real problem. And I do hope that my video can sort of provide a sense of comfort in these make-believe lands, but then I also don't want to take the realness out of it. Alright, so now I think we can get into sort of introing into this video a little bit more, because I've made a few intros sort of spanning back through May 27th, because basically every intro is when I thought that I was done with the video, and then I wanted the intro to be like the most present version of me, but then I would start to overthink later parts of the video, and then I was like, well, now I gotta keep working on it. So now it just almost turns into like a cascade of intros at the beginning. And again, I wasn't even gonna say anything about it, but I just want to let you know what you're getting into. I don't want you to think that the entire video is just intros. So if you continue on, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. I'll see you at the intermission. Hello and later. Welcome to this. I'll begin with a scroll of acknowledgments that I want to make about this video before we get into it. So you can see acknowledgments, and then I did write the full title. Alright, so acknowledgement number 1 is that I do have this scroll of acknowledgments, and then number 2 is that I did write the full title. Sorry, this is kind of getting too meta, and that was actually number 3. Okay, so acknowledgement number 4 is the tone back the facade. I know that this is rather professional, but just to show that I'm human, I'll show the first drafts of this acknowledgement sheet. So yeah, you can see most of this scroll is actually just first rendition. Alright, sorry to interrupt, but just real quick, I realized that I actually want to use the first intro that I filmed of this, but I still wanted to put that acknowledgement part just to show how much I've been overthinking this intro. I'll even show a little snippet of when I filmed it the first time, when it was just a little sheet of acknowledgements. And then the fourth acknowledgement is that it is getting too meta. Alright, that's about enough of that. Let's get into the intro from August 22nd. Alright, hello, whomever is watching this. Welcome to my, well, I know that there's a title for this, but it doesn't really explain what it is. Also, I can show me sort of connecting my microphone just so the sound quality improves. And then I'll put it under my shirt so then it's not too distracting when I film this. Alright, hello, whomever is watching this. Welcome to my
mega movie with music. through the mood switches. Hope you find it amusing. It gets a bit confusing when tense get switched from June, and then this is just the future within. But that's the future when I moved. Wait, these minutes cost. Sorry if you're getting lost. Minimal attention spans, admittedly mine's miserable like me. Some might have dipped at the beginning of the song, cause they didn't like my voice or instrumental or the font. But all forget them, all I did was follow where my heart gone. Hard when indecision got me all up in my thoughts. On the fences I swing for them, giving my all. But then I'm left to wonder like, will this just flop, man? Did I waste my summer and it's a tragedy? Or is this motherfucking shit my masterpiece? A kid losing his mind, where's the map when you need it? And where this ocean goes, you gon' have to see. But that's the future with this. So I should say some things about how this video done came to be. Well, after high school about 3 years ago, I went to art school up in Chicago. Every semester switching majors, I was wandering lost until summer of 2019 when my content took off. My first online audience tried to maintain it was a junior in college. Most my time went to creating for my TikTok. It sounds lame when I say it, but I got some payments, not enough to always make my whole rent. But I showed my parents I was making some profit, it seemed, from the shirts and the canvases and Spotify streams. They agreed I could drop out, which was awesome for me, cause I already lost my scholarship. When all of my free time I was trying to show them that it was possible. And even in 2020 I was on a roll, just working, couldn't even stop to post about leaving school. I'd rather goof off and joking. Soon my video stopped doing well, switching my style, trying to be true to myself. And quarantine got even more glued to myself, trying to find what I wanna do but end up losing myself. Spending days stressing with edits on my computer, mental health declining about as steady as my views were. Start to stress like, did I miss up my whole future? Just a has-been art school dropout loser. So the story of this video begins May 10th. I took a break from social media, set out to create this, my moving mega movie with music. I should probably just get into it. Thank you for viewing.
Alright, I think that was it. I think that hopefully sounded alright. Oof, fuck, dude. Welcome to my moving mega movie with music. But I feel like I should begin by acknowledging that in my previous YouTube video from May 10th, I said this. I want to try to start posting on YouTube more. And then I didn't really post much anywhere for about 3 months. But I have been filming and making things for this video in the timeline wheel from now, August 22nd to May 20th. So I feel like I should probably explain this contraption a little bit now. This thing took me way too long to make, but how it'll work is there's a lot of different versions of me that will present themselves throughout this, and these are not all of them. These are just kind of the 9 main characters that I have, that I've kind of feel like they hold some sort of significance to the story. So when that version presents himself throughout this, then it'll kind of be like an event, you know, it'll kind of be like we're unlocking a new character. And to celebrate, hang on, let me reel this back up. So when we unlock one of the characters, to sort of thank you for making it to that part of the video, I'm gonna kind of give some behind the scenes on things that wasn't supposed to go in this video. Behind the scenes of this here, pull this string. I'm either gonna read some of the past journals that I've been writing in from the past summer, or I'll go into my phone notes or camera roll, or just kind of just show some things that weren't supposed to be in this video. Wait a minute, something's wrong. What? I have to make a new wheel. I have to cut out all these and then retape it onto the wheel. Okay, there we go. It's kind of working. Whoa. The wheel went backwards from this, so I just cut it out and kind of restructured things, and now the colors align. So I think we're good to go. I'm gonna set it at today's date, which is again August 22nd. And yeah, you can see that it's there, and I would unlock us, but unfortunately we're covered by June 11th, so we have to wait till later to unlock him first. But I know that since this version of me is technically unlocked, I still want to show some journals. So it started with this journal. TikTok sent me some stuff May 20th, which is actually the very first thing that I filmed for this video, is me making a beat from those things. And one of the things was this journal. Let's actually start. Oh, here, we'll start with this. Don't rush moving out vid, put time into it, like 15 minutes is okay. So yeah, and it's kind of funny because that version of me, he doesn't even appear until after 15 minutes in this video. So I don't know if he would be proud or annoyed. Also, I should add that up until very recently, this was supposed to just be a moving mini movie. So almost any time throughout this video that I say the title, I say mini. So now we can all laugh at the past versions of me together. Alright, so you can see May 27th at 9:52 p.m. I wrote in moving mini movie, moving mini movie with music. I want to build the trust between us, so I took a picture of when I wrote this, May 27th, 9:52.
And if you think I edited that, here's screen recording.
And then also here on the very next page, you can see that was also kind of in the script. So yeah, when I wrote these journals, most of the time they're just for me, just mental notes to kind of keep better track of my thoughts. So now that I've sort of explained this and explained my role, I have to also state that this isn't really the intro. I actually filmed a few intros spanning back to about like May 27th. So yeah, the first intro is actually from July 15th. Alright, hello, whomever is watching this. Welcome to my
Moving mini movie.
with music. Wait. I don't want to start with heavy effects because then the audience may set too high of an expectation. I mean, I want to reel them in, but be realistic.
Oh, good call. Well, realistically, I filmed that video July 15th, and since then I've decided to change the script of my past self because I didn't really like his drawing, but first he's gonna say...
there we go. But we should also probably pitch shift your voice back to normal so the audience knows that it's just
yeah,
me
no,
talking to
you're getting
myself.
sped up because, see, I already did that, so that line doesn't even make sense anymore. But as my voiceover that I recorded that day said...
Because I wanted to establish that me and you are two different characters,
But then I realized that I could make that guy a third character and make it more confusing than it needs to be.
Can I be a fourth?
No, dude, stop. Just let me voice over. Alright, so here I'm still drawing, and then I say another line here. But I'll save that for later. First, I'm going to explain the title as I redo the thumbnail. Alright, so the first word, moving. Well, it'll only be partially based off the fact that I moved home June 1st. It's actually only about moving, like a mini amount. So let's look at mini. Well, in terms of time length, it's short relative to movie length, but that word hasn't appeared in the title yet, so the only thing to base it off of is mini compared to YouTube, the site that I'm posting this. So that word is kind of inaccurate also. Most YouTube creators I watch make videos like 10 to 20 minutes, and some shorter, some longer, some blur the lines, but an hour? That's hardly mini. But it is still pretty mini compared to movies, so let's look at movie. Well, movie isn't really a good description either, because this isn't like a regular movie with coherent plot. Mainly, this is just about my life.
My life's a movie.
Okay, so now that I've got the thumbnail, I think it's time for us to go back to me from the beginning of this intro. And you know, the one in the blue shirt who made the really dumb drawing, you little can't even draw. What is art school? Get out of
Wait, what the heck, dude? Okay, I guess I'll just do the intro. I mean, this version of me did start the video. You can see that the camera angle is the same because I can still do this. Alright, hello, whomever is watching this. Welcome to my
moving mini movie with music.
I'ma just be real for a second. I don't really know what you expected. Steady overthinking, I've been stressing, trying to get this right, but this project got my head spinning. Guess that I don't really know how to explain what this is or what I gotta say to make you stay through it. But either way, man, I have fun making it, so I'ma just play and forget your expectations. Like that.
I hope you enjoyed that. Alright, let's get into it.
Okay, so that section was to show that there will be little mini bits of music throughout this mini movie to help move the story along. Okay, so I think we can actually get into the video now. That was just kind of the intro for the intro for the intro. You'll see. Okay, so for the full experience, clear any expectations.
Get him out of here.
Grab some popcorn and watch with headphones at night alone, because that's basically how most of it was made.
You getting too
all right, so let's just get into the video. Here we go.
You did just mess up that word, but we're gonna get into it.
So I know that Act 1 intro looks like it could be Act 2
intro, but it's not. The Act 2 intro actually begins in like 30 minutes, so you'll probably see me a little bit later, but let's go ahead and get into the Act 1 intro now. Welcome to my moving mini-movie with music, but this is actually just the intro for the intro, so let's go ahead and get to the real intro. I think this might be a cool intro shot. Is this a cool intro shot? The word intro sounds like end row, which would kind of be the opposite of an intro. I wonder if that's the only like homophone antonym. Intro.
This a moving mini movie with music. I said this music in this mini movie about moving. Some parts are serious, some are kinda goofing. There's many moods in this mini moving music movie. But no moves.
Okay, so this video is unlike anything I've ever made, and it's definitely the longest I've made, and there's a lot of different sections and layers to it, so I hope that you can find the time to come along this journey with me. That guy right there actually marks our first character unlock. Hang on, let me scroll up to it. Here we go. 1 second. Alright. There we go. Okay, so I can take this guy out. So yeah, that guy from June 18th sort of linked everything that I filmed before then, and kind of actually was the first backbone of this video, because since then it's just been chaotic. A couple days before this, June 16th, you can see an update on the time length. Yo, this moving mini movie may be like 30 minutes or so. That'd be sweet. Little did I know. And actually, this version of me is closely related to the guy with the orange hat. Is this a cool intro shot? The word intro. Basically, the whole idea with him is that it was the first time I've ever stayed up all night. And you can see on June 14th, 6:58, or well, next page, 9:38 p.m. So you can see tonight I'll stay up till sunrise, do a little talk out there. So yeah, well ahead of the time. Also, since the June 22nd version with the orange hat hasn't presented himself yet, I do want to start with the sort of night before that to show that you can see here at 12 a.m. there I am. So you can see 12:01, had a little sort of selfie series. 12:17, looks like I was petting my dog. At 12:30 I was editing. I don't know what these are. These are just weird, but you can see 3 a.m. now, 4 a.m. And then I finally put on the backpack, sort of getting ready to go outside. And now we're outside. And you can see at this part, I think the sprinklers turn on. And it was like such a weird noise, so I was like so scared. But yeah, then I made it to the sunrise. Both the June 18th version and the June 22nd version will sort of talk more about themselves, and it'll make more sense as it goes along. But up next, I think, is a version that I've recorded like early July with a yellow shirt. Let's go ahead and play that. The videos in this whole video are actually dating back through to May 20th. And you'll see here, actually, I created a date bank so then you can sort of follow along, and I'll edit that over here. But yeah, so there's a lot of different versions of me that will sort of present themselves throughout, which I realized sounds egotistical, which is why I called this version of me Lame Scrappy Beard Dylan. So hopefully that the universe is now balanced and we can continue on with smooth sailing. So this is kind of about my past month, because I moved from Chicago to home in St. Louis. I guess that I should add that this version of me is in the tense of June 22nd. See, I said intro sounds like end row because this intro is the end row. I've already filmed everything for the video, and I'm just here at the end to help row it along when the water feels still. But I'll be here to be like a timeline, you know, some chronological foundation, if you will. So you can see I am in present tense of June 18th whenever I post this. Alright, so I realized myself from 2 days ago didn't really explain this whole video too well, so I thought that I would set the scene just a little bit better with this video. But first, I do have to note that my past self, you could visibly see his microphone a good majority of that intro, so I do apologize for the unprofessionalism. Maybe I intended to show the microphone because art is a lie, nothing is real. And then I just took a little pause to play the Bo Burnham clip before that. So I'm just gonna go through a day since last night was the first night that I've ever stayed up all night. Been trying to stay up for the sunrise. Made it. We're gonna see how the day goes. I'll probably take a big nap, and I am low-key delusional. Low-key delusional. By low-key, I mean rather high-key. Pretty medium key. And you'll know it's me in this day because I have this orange hat. it's the last thing I'm filming for this. Just I thought I'd cap it off, you know. Alright, so now me from 2 days ago is going to give a super brief outline for the video, and I'm going to change spots. So the story of this video begins May 10th, though the start of this video was what you just saw, June 18th. Oh yeah, I obviously didn't have this idea yet. Or this video, but I don't think I've introduced this version of me yet. You'll see me later. And it's the commentary of the previous month, but then also it breaks off into the move out video that I filmed from May 20th to June 1st when I moved out right there. And then I also did like a room tour here, and then it goes into some other sections, and I don't want to give away too much, but I just wanted to sort of set the scene a little bit more to show that this video, I just wanted it to, I guess, be like a depiction of my brain, and to try to kind of explain what I even am trying to say with this video, because there's so many different things that ended up morphing into this one idea, and I don't know, sometimes it's just hard for me to articulate the thoughts that I have in here and then present them into a video. So you may be slightly confused at this point in the video, which is understandable because I don't even fully know what it is, but I just wanted to encompass time. When I was in elementary school, I remember kind of giving myself panic attacks on the bus because I would see a sign pass and then think, man, I remember when that sign was just right in front of me. And I would just work myself up and I just couldn't grasp time. So that's kind of what this video is, just me trying to capture moments in time. And see, it's weird because I speak right now, but obviously I haven't edited these words yet, so I don't know what this moment will be in the future. Shoot, when I'm editing, I might even cut my sentence off. Or not. Well, now I can't do it because it'd be too predictable. But this version can do it because now it's enough layers deep that it's unexpected yet not excessive. And now I think it's excessive and confusing, so I think 4 layers of future is enough. Oh, I know, future tense version of me, and you know, it's me, the future tense version of the future. Oh, yeah, I know, because I basically wrote this whole part before I even filmed this version of me. See, sometimes having a script like that makes me feel in control and comfortable, but life doesn't always have a path that you can follow like that. Sometimes you just have to work with what you got. So that's what a lot of this video is, me just trying to take what life gives me and then making the most of it. So if you do continue on, then I truly hope that you enjoy, and I just thank you for watching. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it then. Low-key, this could be like B-roll footage or something. The story of this video begins May 10th when I turned 21. First, a legal sip. Cheers. Second, legal sip. Cuts to me in a couple hours, just gone. I think. I think this update. I think about turned 21. Alright, so that right there was actually us unlocking a new character. Hang on. Unlock the first layer. This one is a double layer, but yeah, birthday one. I want to go through my camera roll of things that I filmed on my birthday. You can see at the start of the day, it's a bunch of screenshots of things that I edited into the birthday video, because the whole first half of the birthday, I spent it just kind of like editing that video, making the Instagram picture that I didn't even end up liking, and I was just kind of stressing the whole day. And that's when I realized that I needed to take a break, because there's still things. Oh, and I found out that Carson was my exact birthday. I think I made a tweet, but I deleted it after like 5 minutes because I think I didn't like how I worded it, or it seemed weird or something. But yeah, then you can see I got the alcohol, and then there's some other things, and I feel like with the state that my mind was in, I should not have been allowed to use an oven, but thankfully it went okay. Oh, and then also the famous birthday, so that's very nice of them. When I said cuts to me completely, bro, it's like 1 o'clock. I shouldn't be this spinny. Happy birthday, I'll cheer for that this time with water. Yep, and then the next day I realized my declining follower count. Man, skateboarding is so cool and just so fun. Yeah! Oh wait, oh no, a ramp. It's my declining follower count. And then yeah, he's gonna end up explaining a little bit more, but also I want to acknowledge that most of this video was kind of me leaving myself unprepared as I filmed, because I wanted it to have, you know, the sort of natural element to it and not just me, you know, saying rehearsed lines that I had written down. But I did usually have like some sort of talk points, as you can see, that I've been kind of portraying. Alright, so that's about it for the birthday character. I think we can go ahead and get back into the video, and then I'll see you when I see you. turned 21, and I stopped posting on social media almost entirely. And sure, this sounds dumb to some, but I was posting like daily up until this point, and I didn't announce a break because I didn't really plan on taking one. I just kind of wanted to work on a bigger project, you know, something that I could be more proud of, because I felt like lately with my videos I was just kind of not putting as much effort into it as I wanted to, and not even just for YouTube and TikTok and time length wise, it just felt like content wise too. I just wasn't making the videos that I wanted to be making. And first, while on the break, I didn't even start filming this video. I actually just started working on like some older music that I never really finished, just kind of polishing up some old songs.
Hey, get it? Like foreshadowing. And I know it's only one of me, but I kind of didn't do this joke for you. I kind of did this joke for me. So yeah, let's get back to that video, huh?
And I didn't even actually start filming this video until May 20th when I got a package of stuff that TikTok sent me.
Oh, and also right there, that was an accidental layered joke. I didn't even actually mean to make it. See, I intentionally made the foreshadowing pun and said it was for me and not for you, and then I cut to the video of me saying the package was from TikTok, which is actually an app known for having a for you page. So I just wanted to address that. I didn't mean to make that joke. I am not that smart. Sometimes I accidentally speak in jokes, just like I sometimes accidentally talk in rhythm. Like here, check out this next part.
And it inspired me to make like a little beat with this stuff and then use that as the basis for the Move Out song. And I knew I had to move out June 1st, but I hadn't even started the video until May 20th. So honestly, thank you to TikTok for sending that stuff, because it did like lift my spirits.
You know, having your spirit lifted means that you're happy, but it sounds like someone died. And again, it sounds like two opposites, like a phrase antonym, like an anthill of onyms, or maybe it's just saying that there's possible happiness after death, you know? Who's to say?
So we're gonna get into that beat making video in a second. But actually, I filmed an intro for it on May 27th.
Okay, so next up is the video from May 27th.
I'm about to move out of this place.
Oh wait, sorry to interrupt again, but I do want to note that the timestamp is now 5:14 and a half, which is between 4:20 and 6:09. So timestamp wise, this is the funniest part of the video. I just want to okay.
And also, I do want to address that I know that the timestamp part is incorrect, but it was correct at one point when I edited that chunk of the video. I kept on having to edit things in like 8 different little segments, and then piece them together and sort of then add more effects and stuff. Effects.
Thank you.
And I wanted to reflect on some memories I've had here the past 10 months. Since it's been basically alone, though I have befriended the birds outside my window.
That translates to ... in Morse code, which is the letter I. They could be singing Crazy Train.
And also, recently I got a candle that flickers, and I thought it might be trying to talk to me, so I decided to convert it to Morse code, and here's my findings there.
I recorded the candle, then slowed it down, and here's that. I saw that it spelled the name Tim and then a bunch of I's, just like the birds. So are my candle and the birds singing a duet of Crazy Train to someone named Tim? I mean, that's possible, but also what if one of those I's was actually 2 E's and they're saying time is connected to Oz? The runtime of Wizard of Oz is 1 H and 52 M's. Oh, I got it. The first letter of the alphabet is A, and then 5 times 2 is 10. The 10th letter is J, J-A, the creator of Folgers. So are my candle and those birds sponsored by Folgers? Who's to say?
Also, I do want to add a disclaimer that in the next part of the video, you can see my feet, okay? I didn't have socks on. I just don't want you to get the wrong idea. And I was going to blur them like I usually do in my videos, but I realized that this video should be not only about me not limiting myself, but also about me not censoring myself. So let's get right into it again.
Anyway, yo, that was some tall shit. Is this still the tall shit? Fuck all this, fuck all that, fuck all that, fuck all that. That's some tall shit, man.
I thought the best way to go about talking about the coffee straw and the other weird contraptions around here would be through song. And it was actually kind of perfect because right when I was about to start working on the song, you could say opportunity knocked, because I literally got a knock at my door and it was a package of stuff that TikTok sent me. So I decided to use that stuff to make a beat.
But real quick, before we get into the video of me making the beat, I do want to address the tie-dye, since I don't think I've ever made a video where I've been wearing tie-dye, so I know it's rather off-brand of me, but it was also sent to me in the package of stuff that TikTok sent. So yeah, and I did film a little bit while I was making it, because it was my first time actually even making tie-dye, and I don't think there's a single video online of anybody making tie-dye ever. So yeah, there's some little snippets of that if you were curious, a little bit more behind the scenes, if you will. Anyway,
I wonder how much of this I'm gonna actually put in the video. Who's to say? Well, I guess I'm just saying. No, birds, you're going crazy right now, no key. Well, actually, high key, because it's actually like in like a high key.
I start the beat making video by kind of making a joke about, disliking TikTok. And again, it's just a joke. I do owe a lot to them, and I am really grateful that they even sent me anything. Yeah, I was in a little bit of a bum mood that day. And then also at this part, when I add that text, that was just supposed to be like a little filler text. Sometimes I'll do that when editing if I think of an idea, but then I don't feel like adding it right at that moment. But
the sun is still rising, so I don't want to take time to memorize these, but I'm just going to read them off my phone.
But then I just never really added this little bit, so I guess I can do it now. So basically what this is getting at is that I was feeling a little bit upset because I felt like my videos on TikTok weren't really performing that well. And it's such a dumb thing to be like upset about, I know that the numbers don't mean anything, but yeah, and that also kind of influenced some of the break, or the realization that I needed to take a break, because I've always just created just for the fun of it, and I realized that over the past year, by posting stuff every day and reading through comments and just monitoring view counts and stuff, that it just got to me too much, and it shouldn't. Creation should be about just what you want to make.
Oh, and in the social media talk, I also wanted to note that I know that I have like such few followers to even like know much about it, but this is just kind of giving my experiences. So like for like 5 or 6 or 7 years on Twitter and YouTube, I'd get like in the hundreds of views, and I'd be excited about that. I'd be geeking if I got like 1,000 sometimes. Oh yeah, there's a squirrel up there. There's a couple. They're going in now. Dude, that shit was crazy. What else? Oh yeah, but then on TikTok, with like the view counts blown like way out of proportion, summer when the Frosted Flakes video took off, for like months and months, I'd start averaging like hundreds of thousands for a bit, sometimes even clock a milli, as TMG would say. But then around the start of the new year, I dropped to getting like tens of thousands, and some still getting up, but then it just started declining. It's not like I deserved anything special, but it did make me start to expect more when the views were up, and then when it wouldn't, I'd be like actually upset. And I had no reason to be upset, but it'd just be, I would put a full day into a video, and it would just feel like completely wasted time, zero gain. And then so many times I would even delete the one I posted, so it was just completely useless. Sometimes I'd even upload like a dumb meme video unedited, that I would just shoot right then and there and hoping that would take off, but I mean, it rarely did. It just felt like I was fighting against an algorithm.
Oh wait, hang on a second, I gotta interrupt because this talk is kind of getting
too serious. I need some memes in this, cause goofing around I think's my social media shtick. Like, if I'm too real, what will they think of me then? Like, I'm some kind of person who got feelings and shit. Heck no, I'm a machine in my heart beating techno. When I'm in public, I got headphones, not playing music. Someone's just telling me how steps go.
Oh, I get it. It's right foot after the left
yeah,
toe.
dude.
And to stick to the ground, I've gotta clench my toes.
What? No, dude, you're obviously just messing around. What the hell are you even
You're
doing?
right, I just been stressing, no. But when I'm upset, try not to let them know. Sometimes I get lost in a character, shut my thoughts off with a barrier. Feeling unimportant, looking cocky on the camera. Sure, I'm stuck behind the curtain, but all I show is Warenberg.
Oh, and this isn't sponsored by Warenberg Theaters. I'm just gonna get back to the video now. So I ended that scene with sort of the Warenberg graphic and reference, because it feels like throughout this past year I've been trying too hard to please an audience. It seems like I've almost become an actor trying to present some version of himself. And even now, sometimes it's so hard to speak just from me, because sometimes I don't know who that version of me is or who I'm trying to present to people. But yeah, I just want to sort of be more open about those feelings that I have. And I don't want to always just do dumb bits and memes and characters. And I'll probably still do those, but I just don't want to live in that fantasy fantasy world. Because even my past video for my birthday, I feel like it was kind of just a giant commercial for myself. And like a day or two after I rewatched it, and like I couldn't even sit through the whole thing because it felt so narcissistic. But then I was feeling so self-conscious about it. Yeah, I had been feeling like I wanted to take a break for a bit, but it was kind of that birthday video that sort of made me realize like what I've become and like how sort of jaded I've become with not even much of an audience to back up being so jaded. I don't know, man.
So yeah, that's kind of what I was saying. You know, I just wanted to forget about all the numbers and everything. I think I even talk about it a little more coming up, so you'll see it probably right after this video here. Just a little bit more about the numbers. So I just put that clip in to show that I did film something else from that day, but I didn't like how I worded it. But I still wanted to put that clip in so then you could be like, oh, this version of Dylan is back. Plus I liked how you could see the camera in the mirror, like, ooh, how meta, you know. And then I thought that I'd put this part in to acknowledge that the camera is in frame so people who didn't notice it would then be like, oh, whoa, I didn't notice that. But anyway, I was talking about the social media numbers and stuff. I'm gonna move again. And I just felt like I kind of like lost my way along this road. The view counts and everything doesn't matter because at the end of the day, this is something that I truly just want to do. I just want to create and just kind of forget about, you know, all of the logistics of it, all the analytics, because that's when it starts to get unfun, is when I start focusing on those other sides of it. So yeah, that was also a heavy influence with this video. But yeah, I just wanted to address that that little text when I said I was feeling down because, but yeah, I just thought that I'd kind of explain that a little bit more. But yeah, and getting that package, like I said, it did really make me happy. So yeah, sometimes I talk a little bit smack about TikTok because of the negative sides of it and everything. But yeah, shout out to them because that was really cool of them. And now I'm gonna get into the section where I make the beat. Finally, I know I said it in like the first minute of it, and who knows what section this is at now. But like I said, this is all about just me not limiting myself. So let's get into the beat that I made May 20th. Here we go. Let the tides shift as they will. All right, here we go. Sometimes I feel like TikTok hates me. Sometimes I hate TikTok. I like to imagine it as sort of a sibling rivalry we have going on. I mean, we do both have the same father. Father Time. And sometimes they also send me stuff. So I thought I would make a beat. I don't know why I almost started setting this down. I'm going to actually start by sampling this. Alright, we can actually pull this down just a little bit now. And we finally made it to the beat making portion. Oh, the orange one fell off. That's what happened. Oh, sorry about that. The continuity might have been messed up, but here we go. First thing I filmed for that. I probably should have gave it like a more interesting title or something, but... Yeah, I guess now I can show actually the first page of this. You can see the lines that it was supposed to start with was saying goodbye after 10 months. A couple times I was stressed to get my rent up, been pent up, but then yeah, I ended up changing it. You'll see those lines aren't actually in the song. Sorry if you thought that they were just so dope and you were ready to hear them said rhythmically. Oh, and then the next page you can see 551. I noticed going back to roots. Have had 3 up on wall all 3 years and shy. And basically what that's getting at is that I've had the Chance poster. Oh, actually I can show this. The Chance poster up all 3 years. And I didn't even realize, but yeah, I stayed 3 years in Chicago and he has the 3 on his hat. And he's from Chicago. So I thought that was kind of cool. I started caring too much about opinions. That's why I stopped posting. Just another little note in here. May 31st, just been packing and cleaning the past few days. Oh, and then there's the thing. Oh, and then that's for the Folger sketch, and then that's kind of... Oh, and then there's the drawing of little Tim. Oh, and then here's a little abstract doodle. I don't know what I'll do with that. That's kind of cool, though. Actually, I kind of want to take that out, and maybe I'll hang it up. Here we go. Just to kind of spice up the background. I guess it doesn't really add too much, does it? I did already... they also sent tea. I have already used it for this, though, so... Effort. That sounds pretty cool. I'm glad that they also sent a plant because I actually haven't breathed oxygen in who knows how long. So glad to have that in here. Oh, this is going to be cool. This is going to be cool for some percussion. That's sick. That's sick. And metal. Oh, here's where the tea was, by the way. I didn't even think about... I'm like genuinely excited. This sounds so sick.
That's what I call a tea shake. You guys know the tea shake. I used the tea as a shaker, and I was just now laughing because I was like, the tea shake, and then I said it like it was a thing, but then I realized tea shake is kind of a thing.
Alright, so I didn't really explain my thoughts well about the tea shake, so I thought I would add visuals here. So yeah, you can see the tea is made up of
milk and sugar, tea and honey.
Milk and sugar of the tea is actually kind of just the fragmented ice cream of the shake, and then you can see like a little magician here who is separating the atoms of the two. So yeah, let's go on to the tea leaves and the fruit of the shake. It's actually kind of just both plants, so they're kind of interchangeable there. And then you got a little grass as texture. That's not really important. And then you got the honey of the tea, and that comes from bees. Whipped cream comes from nitrous oxide, and both can hurt you. So let's go ahead and bring it back. That's why I thought that tea is kind of the same thing as a shake, just different temperatures. So thanks for tuning in.
And this candle smells so good. If I could put the smell of this candle into this beat, things would be a lot nicer, a lot smoother. Things would be fire, dare I say. But unfortunately I can't put the smell of it in there. I can only put the sound. I hope that infuses enough of the smell into it.
Alright, so I've got the sounds. Now I want to, now I'm going to make an actual beat with it. But also I noticed one of like the little mug flicks, it kind of sounds like this. And that kind of reminded me of the George Lopez theme. Alright, so now let's set the studio vibes, as you do. It's good. It's like grapefruit. I think that's good. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so the last camera angle didn't really have the candle in shot, so this time I made sure to make it the main focus, and I'll just be here in the background. Although I am in focus on the camera, the candle is still the main focus. And I could change the focus to the candle, but the thing is that it is the main hard on like the album and everything.
And before I play the Move Out song, I do want to say that I know I've mentioned the album a few times at this point, but this song will not be on it. And most of the little like short songs in this won't be on it, so unless I say that the song will be on it, it won't be on it. And I just wanted to clear that up. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to get into the Move Out song, and I'll see you on the other side when I'll finally introduce myself for Act 2, and I'm going to change the camera angle too, but you'll see. All right, here we go.
It feels like this little park bench here in the middle of the woods is a good place to read a poem at, so that's what I'm going to do. So I made the song portion of this from the week of May 20th to May 27th when I started filming this. The Move Out portion was filmed May 27th through June 1st when I moved out.
I'm about to move out. Hope I get in my groove now. Gotta say, but it's such a cool town. Feel like I need some new ground. Get back to my roots now. First, I'ma talk about this room now. Had a bit of ups and downs with it. Left writing about the square box. Did a lot of goofing around in it.
What does all this mean?
Music to videos, just talking to myself. But the birds outside my window probably listening. Tell the government what I be doing in my free time. Here I just been feeding them foolishly of me, right? Sheesh, now they see all the toothpaste dispensers I've included in skits, and that ain't the stupidest decision. Like who the top my fridge made some food that was ridiculous. View that's quite delicious. Made some tunes for when I fixed them. Slipping omelets while kick flipping. Bruised a couple ligaments, but when I finally did it, I was zooted off adrenaline. Made a couple mini sets to see what being small is like. Then climbed along these walls, trying to reach up to the taller heights. Sealed seals along my ceiling fan. Also, that's the one I drank LaCroix off first week here in August. Then as the seasons went on, sometimes I'd leave it and walk or make a football-sized squirrel to crush the beans for my coffee. And then to drink it, I made a really long straw. And then when caffeine had hit, some free time went to art. See, I gave away some things and then I sold some. But after shipping fees, it's like I owed some. So that ain't really a flex, but if I can boast once, near 200,000 plays on a soul song I made here. And for the drums I sampled a shoe, just goofing. See, most of the time here spent usually on music. Only some I'd post and some would do real poorly too. But I'm just stoked to go get home to the studio I'm used to when I'm moving.
Okay, so sorry to start with the cliche me turning on the camera, but that was the end of Act 1. I truly hope that you've enjoyed it so far. There's still a lot to go, but I do just want to clarify that this isn't Act 2 yet. This is just kind of like an intermission period. Me again, now we're in the intermission, and I just, again, I hope you've enjoyed so far. I just kind of realized that I've been spending so much of the summer just to myself working on this video, and at times I'd hang out with friends here and there, but I didn't post too much of them into this video. And I don't know, I've always been weird about posting about my friends. Like, for the longest time on my social medias, I feel like it's just me. But I still want to sort of run through some people that I want to thank real quick. And if I forget you, I'm so sorry. I just kind of want to do this off the cuff, and whoever comes to mind. I guess first the roommates, Frankie, Malik, Isaac, and Tyler was basically a roommate, so I'll include him into this. Thank you guys for sort of the welcome into Chicago. You know, I feel like I went there with no friends and I was so scared, and then I was walking around the university center, and then I just randomly ran into Frankie, and he like just got off work, so then like we walked around the city and he showed me the parts and everything. And also Frankie, check out his book. I designed the cover for it. Oh, here, actually, one sec. Yeah, check out his book. It's poetry. Yeah, shout out to Frank, man. And yeah, I always thank Malik for blessing some of my songs with some of his raps. He's such an incredibly talented artist. His group is Pals on SoundCloud, so check out that too. And then Isaac, who sort of taught me so much about, well, Kim Kardashian, but also sort of about how to be confident in yourself, you know? And even like when I first got there, I met Andrew and Tyler. They came over and were like, what's up, we'll be here a bit. So yeah, shout out to them. And then there's Joey, who inspired some of the idea with the pineapple owl painting. I'll take a picture of that right now, so then I can include that into the video. Cam, thank you for the pictures. And then Thor, thank you for the 3D printed model of me. Oh, and then Mark, he sort of recently released an EP. Check that out. His music is so experimental, and like I always, you know, admire his willingness to push boundaries. I feel like he's such a talented artist, and also his graphic design and everything. Reagan, Luke, Joshua, Danny, and to some people I feel like I'm just saying random names, and I feel like I could talk about all of them so much more and all the memories and everything, but maybe in future videos. I feel like the list goes on, and that's when I start to get wrapped up in my head, like, oh, what if I forget this person or that person? And I've done some collabs, like with my friend Sabrina on her YouTube, and then with my friend Will on my TikTok, but I want to start doing those more and bring more friends into my videos, because I feel like I've been so about myself for so long, and even though I'd hang out with people, sometimes when I'd hang out with them I'd be like, oh, I want to post this on my story, but then I'd like feel bad for filming, or feel, I don't know, I just start to overthink everything, man, and I'm so bad at that, and I'm trying to get better and kind of be more comfortable with, because I know it doesn't matter. Nobody cares about that. If they see you post with a friend, it's not like, well, of course now it's COVID time, so things are kind of slightly weird with it, but there is so many people that I love so much that I don't want them to feel bad because they're like, oh, why isn't Dylan like posting me? So I don't know, like just old roommates, people that I've worked on music with, and just really good friends that I have from Chicago. And even like a lot of the people mentioned, I feel like we're still cool, but then, you know, it's easy to just fall off with people and just kind of, you know, stop staying in touch. And again, that's just part of growing up and changing and everything. But I still wanted to sort of thank them for the inspiration and leading me to the spot that I'm at now, you know, whether it was a monumental change in my life or even just a small joke maybe influenced me in some way or another. And also I want to thank my friend Kaylee, because I mentioned her in a little bit when I talk about how I went to Arizona this summer for a couple days. But yeah, she's inspired me so much with music and scales and guitar and just She's one of my best friends from Chicago, and I feel like even gave me the confidence to start singing more. So yeah, I always thank her and credit her. And also shout out to Belle. We all met in optics physics. Again, I flew on a plane for the first time this summer to go visit, so I mention it briefly in a little bit and show like a little snippet of a song that I wrote while I was there, and there's like other verses and stuff, but I just wanted to condense it down for this video, and I had Kaylee sing the chorus of it. So again, you'll see that in a little bit. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of preface with this just to talk a little bit about other people besides me. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about for this intermission period, just to take the spotlight away from myself. So again, if you continue on, I hope you enjoy. I'll see you at the end. I'm gonna fill up my water, and then actually the second act of this is gonna play as I'm filling up my water, so it'll be funny at the end when I'm like, oh, this water is filled now. So yeah, thank you for watching so far. Shout out my friends. I'll see you when I see them, which is at the end. All right. This is just kind of like an intermission period, and I'm just gonna paint a shirt as I sort of talk about some things. The intermission guy from August 10th. There we go. Oh wait, this is actually the first layered character unlock. So you can see, first thing I filmed for this, and then bam! And then, alright, so yeah, intermission. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much during this, just because the intermission is sort of like a little segment of its own. But in the story of the video, I kind of like just moved home, you could say. So I want to start with whatever starts this journal here. Let me go back to...
Also, this is the artist that painted the background.
Recording. Moved home. So yeah, June 2nd, put blue blanket over closet, which I did end up doing that. Make video with coffee straw, little move-in segment. Oh, I did end up changing the coffee straw. Oh, I guess I can show that video. Yeah, I'll go ahead and play that.
So I spent $20 on a balloon inflator today. A balloon pump. I wanted to find a way to shoot air through that tube. Turns out balloon pump was not the way. But I also realized after I just bought it that I do have this soda stream, so I can make carbonated water. And I'm thinking, well, why didn't I just try that from the start? It worked. I'm honestly pretty shocked. Young Dexter's laboratory. So now it appears that the question is, what do I use it for? We ain't setting studio vibes. That's it.
So then after this first page, you have some attempts at the phrase, so are my candle and the birds. Oh, and then there it is over there. And I still don't fully know what I want to do with it, but it is over here. And like I've sort of said before, this whole video isn't every single moment from my summer, because there's a lot of different things that ended up happening that couldn't fit into the main idea of this. But yeah, like even I went to Arizona for like a week, so I want to talk about those in sort of other videos and dive into it a little bit more, but also I might even show like a little snippet of that. So I think now we can actually get back into the intermission. So that's kind of also what this goes back to. And this may be kind of confusing because this is a weird clear thing. This was actually holding macaroons. So yeah, just to kind of clear the air about, you know, some things from Act 1. The plant did end up dying in the move. That's why the plant at the beginning of the intro was a different one than the one that TikTok gave me. I tried to water it, but I wasn't sure how often I should. So Rest in peace, man. Oh, and also when I was at the old place and I was explaining the tea shake thing a little bit more, and I drew the little bit of grass, you could say that that little bit of grass ended up growing to become, you know, the coffee plant from the Folger sketch. And I thought that was kind of cool just to show, you know, how little seeds of an idea might not feel like they mean much at one point, but then you can look back on them and try to make a new storyline out of this past idea that at one point didn't feel like it was going anywhere. So even though that plant did pass away, there's still many new beginnings to look forward to, and just births of life, you know, all around us. So let's not dwell on the past. Please don't click away because you know now that the plant died because I can't take care of things. I do still have the candle, but we're not in the studio right now, so I can't really light it, but it's over there. And yeah, I still use, but we're not in the studio, so I won't light it. Okay, yeah, I already said that. I'll just keep what I said first. So I think that this will be kind of the palette that I'll be working with. It actually kind of looks like macaroons. Art imitates life, I suppose. Oh, and then also at another section of this video that I filmed in the past tense, I think some of it was shown before this and some of it will be shown after. I just have MMMM on the shirt because for the longest time the title of this was supposed to be Moving Mini Movie with Music. The with music was always supposed to be like in parentheses and everything. So yeah, I don't know why I left out the W. I think because I just wanted it to have the alliteration. But then I kind of realized that W is M reflected, and you know, then there's the whole storyline and the whole theme of, you know, reflecting on memories. And also now I'm not really sure if it's a mini movie or a mega movie. I think it's leaning towards mega movie at this point. And then also I wanted to add the word my to the beginning of it because, you know, I know it's sort of, you know, egotistical, but this is a lot about me, and I'm trying to make it, you know, more so about the audience too, and to bring you guys into this. But at the end of the day, I need to speak from what I know, and obviously that's my own life. You know, I can only speak from my personal experience and then sort of hope that anybody can relate to any sort of aspect of it. So that's kind of also what this goes back to. Oh, you can't even really see this shirt. I'll change the lighting too. Hang on. Oh.
Classic mistake I was making. Here I am setting up the camera, revealing the microphone. I didn't learn from that mistake either. But then watch here as I carefully avoid the microphone cord because I've tripped over it a multitude of times. So 1 out of 3 lessons learned isn't bad. Also sorry for the messy floor. Then I move the light back, clean some of the messy floor, avoid the microphone cord again to zoom in, too close, zoom out, and now we're back in the intermission.
Just because this is the intermission doesn't mean that there can't be a little angle change. Alright, so I painted some off camera, and you can see that it's still not done. I want to wait till it dries so I can kind of spice it up a little bit more, but that's kind of where it's at right now. Alright, so now I'm going to sort of steer focus away from the shirt for a little bit. While we're still in this intermission period, I want to talk about the Black Lives Matter movement a little bit because I've tried to film a talk for this on a few different days.
The tone of this video shifts for a little bit as I start talking about the Black Lives Matter movement.
And for the longest time, I wasn't sure how I could help,
but I kept on thinking that this wasn't such an overnight issue.
And it's an important conversation, but sometimes it can also be sort of a tricky conversation. It was always part of Act 1 or Act 2, and it sort of felt unnatural for it to be like that, and I don't want it to be seen as, you know, part of the performance, so I just want to have this sort of grounding. And I know that one of the main storylines for this video is that I've been on social media break since May 10th, but that's kind of, you know, from my usual content, because when George Floyd was murdered, I did post a few things about it because I felt like I couldn't be silent about it, but then I also didn't want to post too much because I didn't want it to be seen as virtue signaling. So I kept on wondering how I could respectfully talk about this in this video. Since the riots and everything were still going on as I was working on this video, but I want to do what I can to try to educate. And I'll link everything that I'm going to talk about here in the description. But yeah, I want to start with the blacklivesmatter.card with 2 R's.co. And I feel like that's a great place to start because there's a bunch of different links where you can donate or sign petitions. And then there's also a tab where it's more resources, and you can click that and then click educate yourself. And there's a bunch of different videos and articles on there. There's one on systemic racism, and they talk about redlining in the video too. And if you don't know what that is, then I would recommend looking into that.
This was called redlining, and it usually blocked off entire black neighborhoods to deny black people loans and other services based purely on race.
it's such a generational problem, and I know that nobody who's watching this is going to be able to do anything to like actually fix that, but even just being aware of it and trying to move towards something better. And also recently I saw a TED Talk by Megan Francis, and I would recommend that too. She sort of talks about her own personal experiences with racial injustice.
The lead TSA agent proceeds to accuse me of bringing a weapon into the airport. When I insisted that I did not bring a weapon into the airport, he produces a piece of costume jewelry, a double ring that I had picked up for $4.
And I feel like sometimes just hearing other people's stories with it can widen your perspective a little bit, so I recommend that as well. And then also the movies Boys in the Hood and The Hate U Give are two that I could think of that I feel like have such real messages, but then they're also just really solid movies.
Why is it that there's a gun shop on almost every corner in this community?
Why?
Tell you why. For the same reason that there's a liquor store on almost every corner in the black community. Why? They want us to kill ourselves. Yeah, the best way you can destroy a people, you take away their ability to reproduce themselves.
Yeah.
So I would recommend those as well. And also the YouTube channel, All Gas, No Breaks. It's usually just, you know, comedy and like, you know, interviewing and everything, but they recently put up a video of the Portland protest.
We're not fighting just with the cops. We're fighting for black liberation, for black people to live, for black people to have education. That's what this is about.
So all of those things are kind of, you know, just ways that you can educate more. But also I wanted to shout out some black creators just so I can kind of show my support with the movement a little bit more. They're all so talented and so good at what they do. You know, some of it's music, some of it's more so comedy based. But yeah, so go support them anytime throughout this. If you're tired of this video and hearing me speak, then please, you know, go support them. And also I want to acknowledge that I know that there has been and will still be more hip hop in this video because I've been listening to and making hip hop since middle school, and I know that, you know, it's a culture that's founded within the black community. I feel like I should acknowledge the roots and the culture behind it, just so it doesn't seem like I'm, you know, trying to appropriate or anything. And also I made a song that sort of talks about things in a little bit different manner, and I think I'm gonna play that, and then after it I can intro us into Act 2 because we're still in this sort of intermission period. So yeah, I'm gonna play this song, and it was recorded June 26th, and the video is just gonna be a one take of me rapping it into the microphone. And I did end up changing one line where I said the name of an establishment. I don't want to do that, so I just cut that line. But all right, so I think we're gonna get into that, and then I'll see you afterwards.
Yeah, searching for a better world, and I'll admit that I'm still learning too. I'm sure with everybody there still is a lot of work to do. Nobody perfect, just listen to each person's view. And I'm just happy I can chill up on this earth with you. And often I organize my thoughts by writing in a few different styles in the songs I like. But been listening to hip-hop like all my life. I realized that my skin is always awfully white. Gotta pay honors to the culture, respects to the roots. Educate myself to try to rectify my view. I've been goofing off in bits, I got to recognize the truth. My ancestors said they grew up different. Well, this is the future, new direction for the youth. Elections getting skewed, and I know that I could never really step in someone's shoes. But this past June, feel like everything been moving. Seeing black people dying as they censor in the news. Shit is messed up, but there's the new age. Pray I see the day my Twitter page ain't showing nooses hanging. This ain't what the schools say. Generations angry at each other. If a riot doesn't work, well then we may just need another. One time at the corner store, they said my friend was stealing, but I was by his side. We had no weapons, this is real shit. Cops came and left, and I'm just blessed they didn't kill him, cause I seen online sometimes a different ending for the children. This is and I'll admit that I'm still learning too. I'm sure with everybody there still is a lot of work to do, and I ain't perfect, I just listen to each person's view. Flowers from the fires as I wish a better world ensues.
Alright, so that was the song, and it feels like the world is slowly trying to make change and move towards, you know, a better, more inclusive society. So I just hope that I can continue to grow and change with it. So yeah, this current version of me still hasn't fully edited the second half. I still have to sort of piece things together. So with all that being said, oh, I guess I can also show this shirt real quick. All right, so I'm not sure if it's entirely done, but yeah, that's kind of where it's at right now. Made some waves out of it. But right now, I think we can go ahead and sort of conclude and wrap up this intermission. Thank you for taking this real world breath with me. So I think we can finally now get into Act 2. So I think now we can finally get into Act 2.
All right, so we are now... Oh, here, let me clear this. This means that now it's the Act 2 intro. So I guess I can go ahead and... so I guess this is kind of like Act 2 of... Entering Act 2.
I hope you enjoy. I hope you continue watching.
2 of this video. Act 2 of this moving mini-moving... And you can see that the shirt I just painted, you can see there's paint now on my finger.
So I guess let's go ahead and get into Act number 2, the second act.
And I was trying to find like a little tripod that I could set this up, July 20th. Actually, I think I'm just gonna edit that. I'll screen grab that and keep that over there. So yeah, because I was trying to find a tripod, but the only one I have is the tripod of that my camera is on. Sorry for the blurry mirror. All right, so I'm gonna explain what I'm gonna do now. Almost like this is just kind of like an intro for like the end row. It's so comical. Oh, and I'm going to do something actually. Hang on one second. Okay, so today's July 20th, and I'm going to be some new chronological foundation for this because the green shirt version of me is very outdated, and he's still going to be there.
All right, so I was originally going to have the move out portion of the song go right into the move in portion, but then I realized that I wanted to make the beat while at home when I got all settled back into the home studio.
There's still a lot of storylines from Act 1 that end up continuing on through Act 2, and some did end, and there's going to be some new ones, and it'll kind of make more sense as it goes along. I'll hang up some of these. Throwing these little pieces up. Should probably do this better. There we go. We'll throw it up, man. Oh, and also I wanted to add that I know that Act 2 is a brand of popcorn, and in Act 1 I had said that you could get some popcorn if you want some, so I could easily make, you know, like a parody commercial for popcorn, but I'm not gonna do that, so please don't expect me to. But I want this video to kind of I guess fill in some more blanks. There was some things that I wanted to say. You can see today is the 25th now, and 3 days ago was the 22nd, and that was the day that I stayed up all night. And the orange hat is still filmed the 22nd, just the evening of the 22nd. And I ended up taking a little nap. I'm just gonna drive around and try to find some cool spots, and we'll see. It looks like it's about an hour or so until sunset. And also with this version of me, I think I'm gonna kind of go around my house since nobody's home, so I can kind of film in some new spots and kind of just provide some new scenery, some new stimuli, if you will. And up until now, for the longest time, after the Move Out song, it's felt like the second half of this has had so many gaps empty, so I needed to add a few more puzzle pieces, and I'll explain my specific role in this, but first I'm gonna let me from July 18th explain his situation. Alright, it is July 18th, time is 5:10, which is my birthday, and I will now be consuming hallucinogens.
For scientific and or educational purposes only.
I have a few things in mind with how I want to spend this evening. I think now we actually just unlocked a new character, and it is an exciting one. I think so. Maybe you don't, but that's okay. And it is the shroom version of me.
And I really contemplated whether or not, you know, I should film and add that part into the video, but I kept on wanting this video to just show my brain at different places throughout my life and just kind of dive into different parts.
So yeah, I filmed a whole bunch on that trip, but also I wanted to spend a lot of time to myself, like listening to music and writing some things, just experiencing things for myself. And also, I guess, since now we're technically unlocked, I'm gonna show what I wrote from that day because it actually isn't too much. I kept on not feeling like writing.
There's more notes and journals that I could go into, but again, I want to let them sort of talk about things, and I don't want to be too prevalent in this video. I want, you know, past versions of me to guide this story. So I think at this point I want to actually get back into the video, so let's do that.
I have a few things in mind with how I want to spend this evening, but I think I want to work on the mural. Okay, so quick spoiler, I didn't end up finishing this mural. I got very far from it. I just set up the paintings, and then my mind got very distracted. First objective. And I am here. Nobody's home, and I felt like it was a good time to kind of self-explore. There's two kind of trip sitters for this one. My dogs, and then the audience. I guess you guys are my dogs in this instance. So what I'm going to do is try to finish this, and it'll probably be throughout the next days. I don't think I'm going to finish the whole thing today, but so this is definitely something. I was going to, cut them out and make it all professional, but at this point, what's the bother? Okay, I wanted to say this. I know that the 2 dots on the I are actually Morse code for the letter I, like I said in Act 1, but those don't join together to make an Act 3. And then also the 2 lines for Act 2, the 2 lines underneath it, I'll probably add graphics, so, because I don't know, I'm more so a visual person. So the 2 lines are actually Morse code for the letter M. So that's kind of crazy, I suppose, just another M to add to the title. But yeah, there's already too many M's, so I'm not gonna, and not even saying too many M's, I'm saying there's too many with an A, too many M's. Alright, this is too confusing, man. This mural timeline is a thing of its own, Even already, I kind of feel it. Is this recording? I don't condone the use of substances, but I want to. And yeah, I know I don't usually post about drugs too much, and even like weed and everything. Usually for YouTube, I try to not do that. Sometimes I'll mention in songs, like, I don't think it has to be, such a secret. Yeah, like ever since like sophomore year of high school, I've had phases on and off, the old devil's lettuce and all that. Alright, so I just called it devil's lettuce because I think it's a pretty funny name for it, but then I realized that it's actually pretty fitting because there's a lot of bad things and good things that I've noticed within myself about weed. And again, everybody handles drugs differently, so I never want to influence anybody, but these are just kind of giving some of my own personal experiences, just to kind of maintain the transparency. But let's get back into the video, wherever it was. So yeah, just to kind of maintain the transparency. You'll know it's me from today. I'll probably end up changing the camera angle, but obviously I have this shirt, the Frosted Flake earring, a Lucky Charm earring, and it'll kind of hopefully provide some sense of mental comfort. And I have these sky socks on just to kind of grip me back to reality, if need be. Oh, and I think for now, I want to get going on, setting up this mural. I think that it's time. I think that the vibe is set. So then when I cut back to this angle and something is on the wall, it can be like, ooh, progress is being made. Somebody's explained to me before that my trains of thought are sort of, like, here's an idea that I try to get to, or I guess I'll do it for the camera, not just for me. Here's an idea that I'm trying to get to. And I always start here. And sure, I could just go right to the idea, but also a lot of times I work all the way around the idea and kind of explain everything that isn't the idea, but that somewhat relates to the idea, and then I boil it down, and then I get to the idea eventually, if need be. Oh, and also, hang on, forget the mural for just a second. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna get back into the video. And I've been driving around for like an hour. I went to 2-3 different parks, but then there was like so many cars in the parking lot, and I just wanted to find a spot that was kind of like secluded, so I could just kind of like not worry about people looking at me, recording, talking to my camera. And you can see there's a lot of waves throughout this video. I guess it'd be reasonable to go into the room tour that I filmed now. I filmed a room tour the night of June 7th and then the day after, because I guess I haven't really talked about in this video that I don't know if I'll get into that. Oh, and I put this part in just because... Oh, and I put that part in right before this, because sometimes I think the bloopers are kind of funny, but then also I did want to bring up that I do end up talking about what I said that I wasn't going to get into. But then that's a little bit later in the video, so I'm still going to say it right now, so then, you're not filled with suspense. I guess I'll kind of explain things, a little bit of anxiety. Basically, the thing that I'm talking about is that I'm kind of taking a break from art school, which I say that so then the possibility of, going back is still kind of on the table. And plus, it makes my relatives happy instead of being like, oh, I dropped that shit, bitch. No, I wouldn't say that regardless. But yeah, and again, I talk about this more later and give like a little bit more understanding. But basically, let's get into this room tour, man. Let's get into this personal talk, because I love doing that. I love putting as much me into the videos, and sometimes the most me is when I'm just goofing off and messing around. So here, let's raise this again, and I think we can get back to this room tour, man. Let's get into this room tour. So today's June 7th, and I thought I'd do a little impromptu room tour. Last night I filmed a little bit of a tour in here. This is a phone recording me, and this is just water. But we'll get to that in a sec, actually. But okay, so here's the door.
Oh, that one fell. Oh, and I guess I can kind of explain the importance of me changing this wall. I have it in my notes, and it's still pretty rough, but you can probably make out like the general idea of what it's supposed to be now. Obviously the thumbnail, the moving mini movie with music. So yeah, this wall has been vinyl for so long. Oh, I didn't even give the whole speech. Dude, I was supposed to give a whole speech before I started putting stuff on this wall. Oh man. They shape me into who I am. Oh, there's that pen. It was on my bed. I looked everywhere for this. Are you kidding me, man? And I like to try to combine the two sides of it, however so I can, with my abilities. So yeah, the whole moving mini movie with music, there's a lot to the title of it. I almost just want to vibe a little bit and try and not worry about trying to talk. The left side is kind of like movie and everything. And then the right side is the music. So I made this thing like senior year of high school, and it's with like some paper mache and stuff. It's like Alice in Wonderland. You got the rabbit going down the hole, and I made this. There we go. So it does spin. I don't know what I'm gonna put on it to spin quite at this stage in life, and then you got it right next to the Squirrel Coffee Bean Crusher from just this past year. Oh yeah, there's a squirrel. There's a marimba, and then this is I think a xylophone. Got some vinyls down there. A little bit of bongo. And this wall is actually checkerboard. Every other one I painted, and then every other one from that is just an album cover that I didn't paint. Some do kind of look like paintings, but don't be fooled. It's a little bit of anxiety, but that's all right. To be expected. I've just been kind of playing the Mac Miller Tiny Desk as I was kind of working on the mural. Trying to think with what I want to do. There's always so many possibilities. I don't know if this is content. Oh, this wasn't even recording. I was distracted by the carpet for a bit. The way that it was just kind of morphing together. Just liquid. I'm just sitting in some liquid. Aren't we all, though? Aren't we all? I don't know, man. It's a good question. And then is it confusing if I were to question that question? Yeah. It is. It confused me. I don't know if I want to be recording this. I got this recorder, I think from like elementary school still. And I don't mean to flex too hard, but Liz is hooting and hollering over here. Hold up. She sees me doing the room tour, and she's like, dude, get me in it. There you go. There's something so funny about laughing in the rain, It's almost like a sort of like maniacal sort of thing, but I don't know. It also can be interpreted kind of as, just trying to make the best out of situations, I suppose. Just pausing here to say that this is not sponsored by McDonald's. I know there's 4 M's in the title, but there is not a 5th one for McDonald's.
This is not subliminal advertisement.
There's so much badness in the goodness, and there's so much goodness in the badness, dude. Like, it just goes back and forth with it. Oh, man. See? Hold up. Sorry to pause again, but that was wild how right when I said back and forth, my camera went back and forth. Was there somebody driving with me that day?
And this story gets even weirder. Stick around for more car spirit after these messages.
Is there a car spirit in my car? That's what I call ghost riding bars.
I think I'm ready for this screen to be turned on. And also, while we're paused here, wherever this is in the video, I don't know where I'm going to put this, but I do have this little game show time. I call it a cozy quiz. I called it whenever I wrote this, but now it's become a meta joke against itself. Me versus the script, so to speak. And there's a few questions, but first we'll start with which month did I put up this vinyl wall? We got the Tank and the Bangers on.
It's missing you. Can I get a snap?
So May 2014, October 2015, June 2016, September 2017. So you can go ahead and guess if you want. And then I also put an option E here. think I showed some of this last night, but I don't know if I showed, like, you know, all the shirts and everything. I made this shirt from when I played at Fubar.
It was the last show at Fubar. I was the first off. That night was absurd.
I also put the ticket from Felly when I went to Fubar 4 years ago. Got some shirts for Danny, Drew, and Curtis. The whole Curtis Connor video of him just becoming a magician, man. I love those types of videos, man. People just, you know, just growing, just trying something, you know. That's what creation's all about, dude. And then some other random shirts that I painted. I guess since my attention went towards Liz, I'll go this way around the room, which I believe might be clockwise. How fitting to roam around the room in a clockwise direction to show that time has in fact passed. And then I put an option E here. The vinyl wall dates back to the 1650s, during a time before vinyl records even existed. People didn't know what to make of the wall. It was just there. The only wall in this house, and it was sticking up from the mud.
It's the vinyl wall.
Nobody dared to step foot close to the vinyl wall because they were confused and intimidated by it. Nobody even questioned it until 2002 when my dad found it and decided to build a whole house around the wall. And now I must take it down and make it better to create a new lineage from these old roots. For nothing is permanent and everything is ever so evolving. Furthermore, the theory of entropy is... And then I wrote an ellipses. So that's what creation's all about, dude. It's having fun, just trying something new, man. My reality can be sort of morphed then. I'm just trying to create for me, not worrying about an audience, but then I start thinking about the fact that there may be an audience at times. But I just want to spread any bit of joy that I can, dude. So much happening in the world. So much noise. It's okay to just take a little breath sometimes. I'm okay. We're all gonna be okay, man. I'm ready to stand up, and I might change the spots, change the angle. We'll see. Time has in fact passed. Some of these didn't sell. Some of these I didn't even try to sell because I won't sell them. Even like the TV shirt one that I didn't talk about in the tour. I made that one when I was performing live at the Cozy Show Season 2. And there's a YouTube... But yeah, the answer is B. October 2015. And if you got it wrong, then you probably haven't seen my first and second YouTube videos on this.
Don't act like I won't ban them twerks.
Which is okay. I honestly would not recommend them. But it's the only documentation I have of this wall, and you can only see like the little corner in the first one. But you can tell that it wasn't up yet. And also I found this picture from May 17th, 2014. Oh, here, I'll show this first. So here's this, ready? Some layers to that. I actually made that like last year of high school, and then I made this a couple months ago. And then we got this water jug. Oh, and that's what I was alluding to earlier when I said I'd get to the water. And this is just water. But we'll get to that in a sec. Picture from May 17th, 2014, where this wall was gray. The only thing on my wall was the Mac Miller Space Migration Tour that I went to with the guy pictured, although he looks less deformed. That was like a panoramic thing. And then there's some middle school art that I still have up. But we'll get to that in a sec. This is it. Yeah, there we go. Is that even possible? What are you talking about? Oh, I'm out of frame on the shot. And then I proceeded to say something while my head was out of frame. Actually, here, I still have this up. I just called it Middle School Art Days. So that's actually some of the first stuff. Take it off the tripod. I look weird in it, but I don't know if that's just because I look weird. Oh, and also I had one more quick trivia for the cozy quiz or whatever you want to call it. When do you think that I thought of the title Moving Mini Movie with... That feels like such a big project, you know? Is this even part of it? And I also got some journals, and by some, I mean a hefty amount of them. And then there's some like drawings and stuff from, I don't know, there's like my first raps in here. I don't know how much I showed it. But sometimes I work myself up, thinking of all the possibilities. And it's okay to vibe sometimes. I think I need some more with music. And then you can pause if you want. I'm not gonna, give you the options. I'm just gonna say it. It was May 27th, and that's why I'm trying to post this exactly 2 months after, and May 27th is a week from today. Today's still July 20th. And also I wrote this, July 18th is when I realized that I should just put the dates in the corner of every shot, and I say, why did I keep saying the date? And I guess it was just for extra proof, but I think it's kind of funny that after all the confirming, if you want to confirm that today is, I just missed 11/11. Again, I'm just going to put the date dates, like probably in one of the corners, and it's probably been that way the whole video, but I'm just now saying it. So yeah, I should probably get back to the mural. Okay, so that's the end of the quiz. I'm gonna go back to the show this. I'm a new dude. Like, get a clue, dude. Like I got some from Blue's Clues. Oh man, spitting flames like a dragon. Call me Mushu. Bars. Yeah, there's a lot in here. These are the waves of it, man. All right, so we're in the studio now. Got some paintings here. I'll go more in depth. All right, so I said I'd explain more about this little studio setup, but then I didn't. I don't know what I do with the creation. So I guess I'll do it now. I don't know who I am, but I'm having fun trying to find myself and trying to find, just what I want to do with life and, be okay. Trust the process. All right, so I put these 3 there because they're some of my 3 favorite paintings. That one's one of my favorite of the boy Mac Miller. Just such a heavy inspiration for so many years, and even still to this day. Shout out to him, man. And that one is actually kind of inspired by the style of Mac's mixtape Faces, but I tried to do my own spin on it. And then that one's just Alice in Wonderland, because so much of my stuff dating back through high school, I always have liked to allude to the idea of rabbit holes. You got the rabbit. Live in the imaginary. But then it's nice to have those groundings too. What am I doing with this recording? I need to have some sort of direction. Sometimes it's nice to have some direction. Sometimes it is nice to have that direction. Maybe I should direct my attention towards something. Where's the ground, I don't know. I always pay respects to it. It's like a tripod, man. We're sitting on top of it, broadcasting our thoughts and ideas. Here's this thing I created. Oh, and then this one is actually a pun, Cinnamon Toast Crush, because the guy's name is Crush in Finding Nemo. As we just try to ground ourselves, but even the groundings are just these little pieces. And then this one is a pineapple bowl. It's just little pieces, just little. Then there's some other random little sticks that we're just standing on top of. Little things that I drew. Actually, I drew most of these in classes first semester this past year. Together, the pieces of sticks can ground us, and we can find stability within that. This past year, before I took a break from college, I guess I haven't even really talked about that either. Oh, and I put this part in to address that I already did talk about it earlier. So it's like the future tense me pranked my past self. All right, so this version of my past self got a little too cocky about pranking my even further past self, so I thought that I could kind of Photoshop him eating the leaf that was in that video. What are you, Johnny Leaf Eater? So then I tried to Photoshop his face into some other weird things, and I'm not really sure what I was doing. I kind of just morphing it around a little bit. And then I thought, well, maybe I could Photoshop me as a cartoon character who has glasses. So I looked some up, and I wanted to do Dexter to reference my first mixtape, but then I thought that'd be too generous, and I should do a character who I'm actually closest to, and I think that's Tina from Bob's Burgers. So here we are getting to that. And actually, eyes are the window to the soul. So basically, this is already me at this point, but let's go ahead and throw the nose on there for good measure. And it's not really me without my teeth, so let's go ahead and toss those babies in, and there it is. It's so funny. There's so many things about this past summer. The soul searching, me just trying to find me. Sometimes I feel like I start showing such a filtered version of myself. Oh, here's this, I'm highly edited. And sometimes I think it's the audience putting the pressure on me, but it always boils back to it's just me putting the pressure within myself, man. Here's all these technicals, because then I start playing an actor. Is when there's all these, technicals to it. Forget the whole camera, Oh, why do I keep on showing the paintings? I need to just be less professional. Things aren't gonna be so. This is that. This is this. That's what it's all about. Having the technical sides, because I like having the technical stuff and then too. The technical aspects of the editing and sometimes stuff. I just work myself up. Thinking about the technical. And then the technical aspects of the technical stuff too. That's when it starts getting technical. The presentation of it. But what it boils down to, it always boils back. But I think it always boils down to the fact that I don't need to worry about that, man. And that's also what it goes back to. It always just goes back to create.
because I feel still like kind of like liquidy. I should probably work a little bit on the mural. I'm at a spot where maybe I can try to work a little bit on the mural.
Alright, I'm gonna just go handheld here real quick, but I just want to acknowledge what just happened there. See, I took a break from the room tour to give a studio tour, and then I took a break from that to give a talk about how I took a break from college, and then I took a break from that to Photoshop me into Tina,
And then I took a break from that so I could add some more of the trip.
and then I took a break from that to do this.
And then I had to put this part in to correct
So
myself.
yeah, that was like 6 breaks there, but I think we're gonna go back to break number 2 now, where I'm talking about college again. So let's go ahead and get back to I guess I gotta take a break from the tour because I just mentioned it now. Yeah, I'm taking a break from college.
Basically, I just got to the point where at the point it just felt like I was wasting time and money towards the end of it.
I changed my major like 5 different times. I went there for graphic design, then it didn't feel right. I changed it to music, then I changed it to business, then undecided, and it just felt like I kept on changing it, and like nothing felt right. Nothing felt true to, you know, who I was and what I wanted to do. And I was like, I just want to make what I want to make.
And again, I did gain so much experience from it, and I'm forever grateful for everything that I owed to Chicago in the 3 years of that. But like I said, it just got to the point where I just wanted to do my own thing and just try to pursue my own interests.
Music and the art and everything.
But then I kind of never posted about taking that break the whole semester that I was on the break, because I just wanted to work on other stuff, and it felt like it was such like a heavier topic. But also I felt like I was kind of embarrassed of the fact too, because I don't know, it has such a weird stigma around it. But I probably should have just made like a meme video or just...
Wait, hold on, alright, forget all that, alright, hold on, I'ma rap again, I was on a train of thought, brain, what happened? Oh, I dropped that shit, bitch. True now, what you gonna do about my view count? Drop that shit, bitch. At least I'm me, what we gonna do about this beat? Drop that shit, yeah, cool, what we gonna do about school?
I'm kind of taking a break from art school.
Oh yeah, that's right, hey, I guess I drop a lot of shit, got some floppy wrists, looking at the future like Nostradamus did, hey, discography long, what we gonna do about the song? Drop that shit. Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. I mean, I don't even know where it could go narrative-wise. I mean, unless there was, you know, something of a beat change, so I could get a bit more personal. Dropping out of art school, statistically observed, is called predictable. Say the decision is reversible, but who am I kidding? Them credits ain't even worth it. Oh shit, where's my purpose gone? Goofing off but working hard. Lost the band is current all too often. In my nerves I'm caught reversing clocks. Surely thought I heard applause. Hard to search for something certain when I'm burst in fog. Man, this mountain been looking vertical, and climbing every inch, is it worth the fall? Yeah, talking to an empty audience like I deserve it all. My show might have just ended, so this is just my curtain call to any who supported. No, I so appreciate it. I just have some fun while making it, but don't like getting payments, cause I feel it takes a bit to soul from the creation. If I told the different ways, there's always holes within these pages. Giveaways, I hope they don't think I'm only clout chasing, and then I feel bad for those who don't win the things, and it's lose-lose. Suppose I need to go get applications to some jobs, but I'm always gonna post what I'm creating. And when the post office is safe again, I'ma probably try to sell or give away some shit. And if it don't work out, well then I ain't gon' trip, cause that just means I got to ride until the waves come in. I said I dropped so much content, I needed a break from it, but now I hate this vid, I feel I need a break from it. And I would drop the fucking mic if it wasn't so entangled and shit. And that was written down. That was not freestyle. Let the record hold that that last line was not freestyle. That was on script. How do I want to start this?
Alright, so you can see today's August 4th, which is actually 2 days after I recorded the second half of that song right there. You can see I start rambling a little bit more, and I'm going to get to that in a second. But first, I kind of want to give like a little history on the Drop That Song and video. First, hold on, wait, let me. So I've recorded everything from the beat change section on August 2nd that you could see there. But actually, the first part of it was made June 22nd. And actually, here, I'll do this. So now I'm screen recording, so you can kind of see like this setup of how this is going down. Forget the tripod, you know, we're just setting it on the old computer. And then you can see that the Drop That Song was originally recorded June 29th. So that's kind of interesting if you care about the logistics of it and such. This guy was recorded on the 2nd after I recorded the second part of the song and mixed it real quick. And then on August 3rd, I went to the thrift store and got the little mug and then the black shirt, and then filmed and did that whole portion of the song. And then I kind of pieced it together, and then I just finished editing it. Oh yeah, and I guess I did finish the drop that edit, so I can actually cross that off. That's nice. Okay, so you can see the song here, August 2nd, and then let's go down to it, and you can see I would drop the fucking mic if it wasn't so entangled and shit. So again, that was in the script.
Oh, that was on script. It kind of just ended on 3 bars, which is kind of unsettling for music, but I suppose it justifies within the creation. By ending by talking about how you're going to drop the mic and disrespect authority, then by ending on 3 bars, you're actually kind of disrespecting authority to, you know, classic music tropes of being in 4/4 times, which this is still 4/4, and it is still BPM 130, which is kind of the most cliche song BPM and time signature. But you know, who's keeping track of things like that? Not me. That wasn't written. I would let the record hold that everything after the mic drop. It's not written. Just a little improv.
But now let's go back to the other script real quick. So I don't want to explain and kind of talk about the symbolism too much, because I like to keep things sort of open for interpretation, and I don't always want to be like, oh, this is that, this is this, you know? But I do kind of want to explain a little bit more, piece together these video parts of the to tell the story of my life. But then also in my life, there's all these broken pieces, so I just hope some of the understanding shines through. Also show journal, this. I write about it a little bit more in here, but again, I think I want to save this video for a different one. Alright, right there was another character that we just unlocked. Let's go ahead and scroll this down to August 4th. Uh-oh, hang on. 1 second. Here we go. Alright. You can see the birthday video was layered, so now we can go ahead and uncover this, which is drop that, you know. And again, I'm adding this part after the version of me on the 4th kind of already explained everything, because you can see I read about how I wanted to add journal bits into this video, and at that point it was kind of the first time that I was trying to show more behind the scenes and like into the journals on camera. I don't know how many more pages of these I want to get into, because also some of them apply to later things and other ideas that are completely separate from this. Well, let's actually go to August 4th and see what happened there. August 4th, 1:55. Today I've been editing, drop that vid, almost done. I need to film final intro shot. Oh, and then I was gonna have this whole other storyline where at the beginning of the drop that song, I dropped the pen, and then at the end, it's revealed that it lands in the broken mug holding pens. But then I realized that I didn't really like that idea, so then I didn't do it. But I don't know, I guess I'll still show it here. 8/4/20 at 1:58. The date is very funny. So I guess I can just sort of do like a journal roulette from here, is just kind of pick a random page and whatever's on here. Oh, it was, okay, July 20th, find picture of alligator mural. Oh yeah, that wall actually used to be an alligator when I was really young, and it was, my mom painted it, and I wish I didn't paint over it. I wish I would have kind of worked around it, but I don't know, I think I ended up doing that in like middle school. Oh, and that also reminds me, I found an old camera like a couple days ago, and it actually showed when I started that wall, and the video quality isn't good because it was just, you know, the old camera that I found, but I also ended up using it to record some of while I arranged that. So I guess that sort of concludes the drop that character and the behind the scenes there. I want to get back into the video, although I don't even know where it's at. That's all right though. It's okay to have those real world groundings. And I'll probably talk more about, you know, the whole college thing and everything. There's just there's so much to it. Again, I'll talk more about the college thing later. Let's get back to whatever I was talking about in it. I don't know what I'm supposed to be talking about here. Video and see what I was talking about. Or do I still want to keep talking? Started raining a little bit. Utility work ahead. I sure do hope it does. And I'm not really sure where I am either. That's what it always goes back to too. Is wondering when I should cut my sentence off. There's still a little bit more of the room tour that I'm gonna get back to. I think I just talk about some more paintings, and I don't know why I pick, you know, random little ones to talk about, because every single one of these has some sort of story with it. You know, sometimes they feel like kind of like journals to me, you know, something to hold the place of some moment in time.
It's kind of funny how there's like a lot of rain symbolism in the album and everything too.
Yeah. Rain in the clouds, what day is it? If it rain down, then I ain't gon' trip like hey.
And there is a song called Sunset, but there's not even a song called Sunrise. So it's kind of funny that I stayed up until sunrise, but then I couldn't find a cool sunset to film at. So I guess the sunset is on the album, actually.
When the sun's setting down.
Time, and even like songs and stuff, I've always felt like that, where when I make a song and then I'll listen to it and look back at it through the years, it always, you know, holds different places in my heart.
Sometimes the order of things, maybe that's where the pressure comes from. Feeling it needs to be a certain way. Sometimes I think of social media as oceans taking the plunge, trying to ride the wave. It's roaring on, you know, the world being it. And social media, it's just roaring on. And then I'm like, oh, here's my little idea. You know, does somebody want to watch it? I don't know, man. But I have to be comfortable with making it for me. It's also nice vibing.
But yeah, all right, I'm gonna get back to the tour, and then I'll see you again in a little bit, but let's get to it. Oh, and then this one I made last year in school. This one's probably one of my favorites just because it spent like an entire year of doodles in class when I wasn't paying attention.
Maybe I turn the camera on. Okay. Being okay with not being perfect, you know. Sometimes, again, I just put so much pressure on myself, man.
February, when I came back home to visit for a little bit, and then I had all my paintings in Chicago, and my mom was like, oh, your walls are so empty, and I was like, yeah, I'll just paint like a big mural. So yeah, that one I really liked.
Just trying to present, make sure everything is right, like, oh, here's this finished product. But like, I don't want to do that.
Just started this recording. Fuck. I was trying to clap to sync it, but my hands are full.
Okay, I need to write some stuff down though. I want to be more okay with showing more process of things.
Okay, so I hardly show the process of paintings until they're done, just because I feel like there's a lot of stages along the way in which they don't look good. I'll even show some progress pictures for when I did that. That one I really liked. Oh, and then also I guess I can talk about, since I don't really talk about it in videos too much, but this one is actually the first painting that I did on canvas. That was about freshman year of high school. Like I said, I did that freshman year of high school, and that was just drawing on my wall.
I just get worked up in that finished product, but nothing is a finished product, you know? I'm not a finished product. I can't present a finished product if me, myself, isn't finished. I can present these ideas that are finished at that time.
The first one. This is made from Arizona tea cans.
Alright, I might be done recording. That's what it boils down to, too.
And see, what it boils down to is that, you know, this whole video has kind of been like boiling down different ideas, you know? It's like each little drop sort of evaporates and goes into its own cloud, and then eventually they rain down. And speaking of raining, I think it's time for us to go back to the one clip of me in the car when it's raining, and the camera has just shifted and the suspense is built, and we'll see if the camera does or doesn't fall off the dash. Comment if you think
I might be done recording this, I guess.
This is so scary. And at this point, while recording the video, I didn't even think about ghosts. I was just scared because I didn't want my camera to fall and break. But now I realized that it was in the spirit's hand. And sure, some will say, oh, your camera just slid because you turned. And maybe you're right. Or it's the...
sing along. Sing along. Acapella. Everybody. Spirit in my garden. That's what I call ghost riding. That's what I call ghost riding. I left it empty, so then you could add the last line. Is the camera good, dude? I'm so scared with the angle right there. It just like rolled across the dashboard and provided me with this angle. Dude, this looks kind of sick. It's just my head poking out, dude. And it's raining all around me, so it's like I'm freaking drowning. With this art in the background, man. Cool, dude. What do you want us to do with that? I don't know, man. And that is what it's all about, is being okay
with the fact that we are still learning.
Freaking drowning, dude. This shit is crazy. But there's so many people behind me, man. And it's uphill. Oh no, please, please, please.
It's okay that things aren't complete if you don't feel content. Most people probably don't ever feel fully satisfied. But like, that's okay, man. Be happy with the moment that you're in. Alright, so now about the Move In song. Like I said earlier, I wanted to make it once I got settled back in at home. And then I also kept telling myself that I was also going to make the outro of my album once I got settled back home. And while making the Move In portion, I realized that that kind of acts as the outro also, or at least like a little snippet of it. Because the whole album that I've been working on and that I feel like I've, you know, mentioned here and there for the past like year. Actually, the first post that I made about it was January 15th when I announced the Meerkat EP, and I meant to release the album soon after that. Then I just kept on overthinking it. I kept on wanting to make it something more, and the main reason is, I think, because I have so many friends on the project who are featured, and I just wanted to make sure that I could do the best to promote it when I was in, you know, a better headspace than, you know, what I was in. Sometimes I get worked up thinking about like things from the past, moments where it's like, oh, I could have handled that better, I could have done this, I could have done that. But why? Or I'll stress myself out about the future. But it's okay to live in the now, man. It's just been such a process, and there's so much to it, it feels like. Be comfortable with that. There's so much beauty in the now. Yeah, I always hate talking too much about it just because I don't like, you know, hyping stuff up like that. I'd rather just show people a finished product when it's done. Ensure the now. The now soon won't be the now, and you can get hung up on that idea too, but like, why would you? Shout it from the rooftops, he says. Dude, this is so imbalanced. Oh, here, I'll stand on this. This is a little bit more balanced. I'd rather just show people a finished product when it's done. Even with this video, I feel like a few times I've like mentioned, oh, I'm working on something bigger, and then I feel bad because then I'm like, I don't know, it creates like a weird sort of pressure within that thing. Please, please, please. Alright. Oh man, dude, I'm clenching. I'm so frightened. And that's okay, man. Yeah, I kind of feel that also with the album, but that'll be soon. Again, I don't want to give any release date or anything quite at this point, but hopefully soon is all I can say. Just these little bits. Why am I holding so much? I got my pen, the microphone, my phone, and this journal. Again, it feels so professional. But why? We're almost up. Almost up. Alright, but what I do want to do is I'm gonna wrap, I guess, to the camera a little bit of that outro / move in portion. This whole moving mini movie or whatever, sure, it was about moving places, but it was more so about moving mindsets. And also, I did film a little bit while making the beat of it. I think I filmed it, let's see. We're almost up. Almost up. Alright. I think I can breathe a little. I filmed it June 11th, and it's a bit different than the other Move Out song portion at the beginning of this, because in this one I kind of went a little bit more in depth about the music side of things rather than just trying to make jokes and stuff. Take the freaking camera off the tripod, man. Forget the presentation of it. Why does it need to be... Look at me, you know? Fuck that. So I know that some of the next portion won't really make sense to everybody when I get into the, you know, logistics of the music and stuff. But it's something that I'm passionate about, and I hope that some can also share that sentiment, so I thought that I'd keep that in. Alright, so I'm gonna get into that, and then I'll show a little snippet of the song after we show me making the beat of it. Alright, so I'm gonna get into that. I guess this is kind of the first beat making video back at the home studio, and I wanted to make the beat for the move in portion at the end of the video, because I already made the move out song and I've already been editing that and everything. Today is June 11th, just to kind of set the scene, I guess, timeline wise. Those little bits in time are just those bits in time, and then you can look back, and then memes die so fast, people look back and be like, why are you still making cake jokes, bro?
That shit was so like 3 days ago, timeline wise.
But yeah, I just wanted to get going on the move in song portion, because at this point I feel like it's an okay time to start working on that, just so I can keep on working on these things separately and then have them aligned together. So right there, we finally unlocked the June 11th version. Here we go. Let's bring it up to that. One moment. Okay. I don't know why I keep on saying hang on. I might edit those parts out, or maybe I'll keep it in for comedic effect. So finally we got that guy. It felt like a really significant moment just because, you know, it was the first beat at the home studio. Well, I guess first in a while, because I've produced so many songs here. Even when I started making music, you know, it was in this room. So there's still, you know, those sort of energies scattered around in this room, I like to imagine.
My name is Dylan Cozart, and I'm about to compose that like I'm the ghost of Mozart.
Those first songs from middle school, some that ended up getting deleted when the hard drive crashed, but there's also some that, you know, will remain on forever. So before we get too much into the depths of the June 11th version, I suppose I can show some more of this journal. There's the chords that I play. Oh, he'll go more into it, but you can see 611, 934. I'm gonna cover this. Sorry, I hate to be like, oh, I'm covering this, you can't see, but it's just some more personal things that I don't want to get into. All right, use journal as talking points, like read through at the end, maybe parts that pertain, like this. Yo, I didn't know I had that idea so early on that I wanted to include the journal into this. Because then I think like later in June and throughout July, I kept on realizing that I wanted the journal video to be like a whole different video. And it wasn't until like August that I was like, oh, I wonder if I can actually, you know, include some journals and show some process. Oh, and you can see here 627 at 327, finished writing the World Better song. Real proud of how it turned out. Oh, and then at 850, made beat for dropout bit. Probably want to work on the outro now, or record other bits, maybe drive around. 7 songs and I don't know how many songs there are now, but I guess there was the idea of 7 songs. T, Drew and Danny. I don't remember what that was pertaining to, but obviously Drew Gooden and Danny Gonzalez. I guess another shout out to them. I think I've mentioned them like a few times throughout this. I guess I wanted you guys to know something about T. Maybe July 6th for the release. Alright, so that was that, and now let's actually get back into the video. I think it's like the beat making portion, so here we go. And I'm going to use kind of similar chords as before. I never really go too much into like the technical of it, but in case you were curious, in the first half of the song, it used a lot of like these chords. Like this one is G suspended 4, and then this one is a C over G add 4. And again, I don't know who cares about the chord stuff and like the nitty gritty of the music. And I feel like a lot of this summer has been me kind of like not focusing too much on social media and like kind of getting out of just the performance. I was doing that within myself. I was like, this is me. This is real. This is who I wanna be. Oh, you didn't think I was gonna go with the Camp Rock reference? Are you kidding me, dude? You didn't think that I was gonna go with the Camp Rock reference? Honestly, shame on you for not. This whole thing, that whole speech that I just did, it was all meant to be, man. It was all scripted, bro. I had it all from the start. It was just leading up to the Camp Rock reference, bro. You didn't see the Camp Rock reference? Comment below. If you did, you can still comment. It's all good, man. Either way, Camp Rock reference coming. I hope it's Camp Rock. I've gone too far with this bit that now I'm not sure if it even is Camp Rock, bro. That's definitely Camp Rock. I'm like 95% certain. And here's the chords for that I'm gonna be playing right now, if you can see. Yeah, just like a little tab of them, if you want to play along at home, I suppose. It's no secret here, but yeah, and I'm gonna play them like this. Just record some random things around here, and then we can chop it together to form some sort of beat. You gotta start with the Glade air freshener. Some cup crinkles. Alright. Never sampled this. I got it at a thrift store, I think like 3 or 4 years ago, and I think I've only put it in like 1 or 2 songs, if that. But here we go.
But it's okay to have those little bits.
Let's throw some bongo in it. What's stopping us? Nothing, dude. The sky's the limit. All right, here, let's
be that person who then shows like behind the scenes like this.
I mean, I guess. I guess let's do some markers.
Oh, by the way, everything wasn't scripted. I'd say it was. That was all just. This whole thing has just been me rambling on about Lord knows what.
Some Xbox controller. Hell yeah, gamer type beat.
Just having those moments, you know. Sometimes you can't script real life. You can try to base a script around life and around things that are given, but like you got to be comfortable with having, you know, moments like this, basically. Moments of uncertainty, moments of silence, moments of contemplation. I'm sure I'm ruining the silence at this point.
So yeah, I'm gonna just try to maybe throw some bow into the beat.
I've been doing some reflecting.
Show the phone and the microphone. Oh shit. Maybe we can switch the camera angle. I think that's enough noises. Let's get to you know, doing something with them. Alright, so I chopped up all the noises, and now I'm gonna try to make something that's more rhythmic than just how they were randomly recorded. And let's see how that goes.
What the hell was I even talking about, bro? They'll know whatever future tense me put in the video. You know, people will know. People will have their own ideas. Sometimes I get so caught up in people's ideas of me. Be okay with it.
I've been on my way up that song. I've been on my way in that song. Fans on with the fade, the fan phone.
I spend so much time alone just creating, like, oh, here's a script, here's this, me.
I said I'm back in my home that I grew in since 2, just mostly making music, coolin', hey, where to go? I ain't messing with a blueprint, looking for the green, and I guess that's being human. I'ma talk about this room, son. I've been cooped up, went away for school, but still every summer in between the regroup. Some few times you the booze blunt. Sorry, mama, at least I'm 2-1. Carpet still got little stains and fruit punch. Art up in the name, so I painted my room up. Journals mixed with doodles from the school. This box feel few I made just goofy, none I knew, but a lot still has been moving to I've been back in the loop. I said a bump, a number that been a phone, and I have more to it, but like I said, I don't want to show too much. So I think that kind of wraps up this video.
I don't know when I'll post this, hopefully sometime this week, and then from there, you know, where am I gonna go with this? I don't know, man. Oh, you got me in the mirror again. Which one's the real me? Just shoot him, not me. No, he's all right. You know, just goofing around. So yeah, I don't even fully know how to end this video, but you know, a lot of this was me trying to overcome the professionalism. So I feel like maybe it'd even be best for me to just end it, you know, cutting my own sentence.
I don't know if you noticed or not, but the July 26th version was actually supposed to be unlocked a bit ago, but I think I kind of wanted to wait till the end because I wanted to show that, you know, it was supposed to be the final thing that I filmed, and it kind of was the final thing for the moving mini movie. So yeah, I guess we've kind of, you know, unlocked all the characters at this point. And I guess we can actually even go to, hang on, August 22nd. So back to this version of me, and check this out. Bam. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Wait, hang on. Final filming. Alright, well, and I realized that by talking over this beat portion, it kind of presents itself for a lot of different continuity errors, so I'm just gonna turn it down. I guess I could pause it.
There's so much that I cut out of this moving mini movie. They're always cut. It just means that they didn't fit the storyline for this. I'm gonna just create just for the love of it.
That makes more sense. Alright, man. Thank you for watching. And also, I might end this video actually with me talking in a different setting. I've been wanting to stay up until sunrise. It's like 5:30. I've been staying up, I keep on staying up till like 4, and I'm like, just push it through, just because I want to go outside and have a different type of talk also then maybe to end this video with, just so I can talk about things in a different light. And you can see here that I had the idea to stay up till sunrise before I even had the idea to make that kind of, run throughout the whole first half of this and have that kind of be its own storyline of its own. And that's what I wanted with this video too, the whole thing to have not only just one coherent storyline, but hopefully multiple incoherent storylines that end up making sense as it goes on. Just kept valuing quantity over quality. Alright, that's enough of this. How about we both are on the floor? Check this out. Dude, what the fuck? Is that even allowed? Using the camera as a tripod? And even with like a bunch of this video, I feel like I would say something or I would do something that wouldn't make too much sense when I said it at that point. But then when I would look back from a future tense, it seemed like, things just started aligning with the video and just kind of making sense and piecing together where they could be pieced together. I got a message. Hang on. Uh-oh. Me just swiping. I hope anybody can understand. And of course, some things, don't make sense, it's just kind of how life is sometimes, you can only try to paint the picture from what you see and just hope that other people can also gain that perspective. I guess the main takeaway from this video is that I just want it to be about new beginnings. At the end of the day, it feels like there's always room for, a new path, a new beginning, a new forest of videos to create. I'll probably still keep on making little dumb bits and memes, and I'll probably still keep posting, random thoughts that I have on my Twitter and everything. But I think more so I just want to focus on myself and just do what makes me happy. And I hope that in the process of that I can also spread any bit of happiness to anybody watching. And also earlier in this video, when I said, oh, this looks like a nice... It feels like this little park bench here in the middle of the woods is a good place to read a poem at, so that's what I'm gonna do. Well, I actually did end up reading a poem there, and I wanted to put it at the end because it felt fitting. I actually wrote this one last night for this video, believe it or not. Actually, you'll probably believe it because there's heavy tie-ins, but I also wanted it to be a thing of its own. Some abstract symbolism and some more poetic sort of styles that I haven't dabbled in too much lately. Alright, so let's see where this goes. This feels like new beginnings with old roots, like I'm soon finishing those old tunes, though losing some, producing since middle school, limited from the home stew, looking through those wrinkled notes and videos, picture when I wrote a few, loose scribblings from home rooms, and as the time laid its roads, know some groups switched and some go looping, it's like plant a couple gardens, and I do wish they both bloom, did I grew into what I hoped to? Future tense, only know the truth. Use endings to intro, showing new beginnings with old roots. So, where do I go from here? Thinking, what's the expectation of me? I'm in an open ocean, just hope I can steer. And I wonder when the waves coming, just wonder what they think of me. Try showing my reflection, but I guess the lake's muddy. These camera takes must have went and stained something. Brain gears way rusty. The only thing I fear is waking up, because whether pay stays crummy or the fame's in front of me, I seen both sides turn a sane man into a crazed junkie. And I ain't saying that I ain't hungry, but once you get a taste, can't stomach when the craves come in. 1 foot in the grave, ego must have been a brave dummy, like ain't that funny. Can only paint the portrait till it fades away to nothing. This a journey into new beginnings. Insert line about sunrise, worthy as a few old pennies. Is my time up? I'm running towards something with my laces untied. If I'm waiting on the sidelines, I'll play the drum line. I make some expectations, then set myself for failure. Feel I'm not enough, putting pressure on my frail words. Riches in the seas, but I never been a sailor. Life behind the scenes, man, I guess this is a trailer. Like all I want to do is make art, but that seems like hard work. To find a way to market when the package seeming all dispersed. Sad a type of happy, feeling bad when I charge merch. TV screen disguising, can I fathom what's a star worth? Like where do I go from here? Hope they don't put some expectations on me. Like I'm gonna try explaining why I make what I be making. Drop an hour mini movie, this a break from my old station. Maybe bits of rain that gets erased when the tape's spun.
I just got to put my all in it, whether there's a lot or no one watching in the audience, talking to my walls again. Hope you like my story, because it's all I can give. Man, the credits roll, and then I thank the people watching this. And I think about how I wanted to drop an album with this. I don't want to rush it, but I'm proud of where it is. So until my next YouTube vid announcing that shit, man, here's the new beginnings in the same old room. Don't know where I'ma go or which way to road to, but I'm cooling in this ocean. And wait, oh shoot, this shit is sponsored by myself. Fuck Frosted Flakes, that's old news, man. It's a journey into new beginnings.
And we're back and my water's filled. Remember when I said that? It was actually only a couple seconds for me, but for you it was like an hour or so. Hydration. Alright, so the poem happened, and this is the very end. Technically the video's over, but I just want to say some sort of things to conclude. If you made it to this part, seriously, thank you so much for watching, man. I can't even fully comprehend sometimes people consuming my content, and sometimes I feel like I overthink it too much, but it's funny. I'm trying to find the balance, man. So yeah, at the very end, I want to talk about, my life and where I'm gonna go from posting from here. I want to try to start posting more on here, and again, part of me is scared to say that because we all saw what happened at the beginning when I said that on May 10th. I want to start posting more, and then I don't for 3 months, or 4 months now, basically. I feel like I was getting so stressed out by posting like every day, and I was also like constantly condensing my thoughts, and then there was so many times when I'd like cut down videos and be like, oh, I want to do more with this idea, but TikTok's time limit is a minute. Sometimes I'd have to speed up the video like just by 1% just to fit it into the time length, man. I was just constantly limiting myself. But then I realized when I spend 4 months on a video that I don't really enjoy the inverse of it either, having no limit for myself, because then I end up making a 2-hour long video. So yeah, I want to find a healthy medium. Hopefully like 10 to 20 minutes is the range that I want to try to start going for a little bit more. Maybe I'll do a longer form video like this again in the future. And maybe I'll still do short videos at times. If I think of a little meme, I'll be like, oh, sure, I'll just throw that up real quick. But I just don't want to put myself in a box anymore. Part of me really wants to end this with some sort of fantastic conclusion. I was going to make a song for the ending. I was like, oh, this the ending screen, and I mean to tell you that throughout all the commercials, I don't mean to sell you. I don't know. It was like a whole thing, a whole different idea, but at this point, I want to be done with this.
Alright, today's July 20th when I'm recording this, and I want to try to do this in one take just to kind of get it out there, but I'll probably re-record it later, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty fancy as I'm sipping on a Perrier. Wait a couple months to drop shit, let it marinate. And I'm married to the game, get the cherry cake. Ego stare me in the face, stalemate. Hey, I'm my own worst enemy. Think you got it right, I got that goldfish memory. And I used to be known to be an edgy teen who'd say things like my raps blow domes like Kennedy. But I wouldn't say that, just the old me. Back when I went by Dick Cozy. Hey, and I'm still using roast beef. And if you don't know what that is, it's all good, don't tweak, man. Everything fine, you ain't gon' get like every single line. That's the beauty of this, cause somebody might, and I do it for them. This is music for the soul, find the beauty in this. Yeah, life be full of some cool shit, like when the milk hit the coffee and it do a little spin, or the noise it make when you give a roll or a flick. And there I go, just acting up a fool again. Hey, I ain't even singing to this, man. Ain't nobody telling me what to be with this. Y'all undercooked chicken wraps, me, I got the seasoning. Fucking with my teamies, you dealing with me, bitch. Yeah, ain't nobody dealing but me, bitch. Hey man, yeah, you dealing with a genius. Yeah, so it seems, dealing where the C is. O-D-U-Z, art deliver deepness. Oh shit.